Hello everyone! Second part for September is here, this time with EnnoTana, and it's a continuation of the ongoing main story, so this is very much a part of the main storyline. As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who subscribe and watch these videos. You are keeping this channel going and alive. Thank you so much, I hope you will enjoy. The clock always moved incredibly slowly when Tanaka was at home alone. Of course, he was glad he didn't have to spend his days at the hospital and also understood that Enoshita couldn't be with him all the time, but the boredom was real and weighing heavily on his mind. He wished his boyfriend could work from home, even if he would be closed away from him in another room. That way, he could just figuratively reach out his hand and know Enoshita was there, with him. Alas, he was still under obligation to work at the clinic, and Tanaka had to accept that every morning when he bid his boyfriend goodbye. At least he doesn't have to work overtimes. He sighed, slowly rolling one of the spiky rubber balls over his thighs, his forehead scrunching occasionally when he ran it over a particularly sensitive spot. Damn it, why can't it stop hurting? It's been months! Despite his angry tone, he would lie if he said the occasional jolts of pain in his legs didn't worry him. In fact, he could swear his heart always stopped for a split second when it happened. Not because of the pain itself, but rather because what it could mean. Of course, feeling some pain was better than not feeling his legs at all, but that didn't mean he wasn't getting nervous. He knew he was still far from being fully cleared of the danger of having some lasting after effects, and the pain never ceased to remind him of that. No matter how much Enoshita reassured him that he would tell him if something was wrong, his mind was difficult to convince. He didn't want to go back to hospital, away from Enoshita and their home. He didn't want to go through the pain and uncertainty of being paralyzed again. Once was 1 times too many already. And I think Chika's heart wouldn't survive that either. Or maybe his sanity. Who knows what was worse for him at the time. Ever so slowly and diligently, he carried on the exercise and massage routine, trying to relax his mind and focus only on the task at hand instead of worrying about what-ifs. But as always, it only took one look at the clock to return him to his gloomy mood he was in since that morning. He wasn't even sure what caused it this time, but the fact he almost snapped at Enoshita just for reminding him to eat was enough to set off the alarm bells in his head. He managed to realize what he was about to say in time and swallow the words before he could hurt his beloved again. But what if he didn't next time? The last time he snapped, he broke Enoshita's heart, and he definitely didn't want to see that shattered expression on his boyfriend's face again. Or the tears. Damn this all, seriously. And here I thought everything would be fine when I leave the hospital. Of course it was a naive thought. His doctor and Enoshita warned him about it numerous times before. He just wished it wasn't like that. Unfortunately, that was all it was. Wishful thinking. He could only do everything in his power to try to speed the recovery process as much as he could while enjoying the fact he was home, with Enoshita by his side. He was going to get better. He had to. For himself and for Enoshita. Just wait, Chika. I'll take you out on a proper date again the moment I'll be able to walk for more than 10 minutes. And when I'm able to kneel down. His mind flashed to the little box hidden in their bedroom and the ring residing in it. Soon, darling. Just give me a few more days. The soft ringing of his alarm clock snapped him back into reality, letting him know the exercise was over and it was time for lunch. Though he didn't have any appetite, he still got up and immediately wavered, hissing when the pain shot through his legs before dulling into an uncomfortable nothingness. Damn it. Worry spiked in his chest, his heartbeat speeding up. He forced himself to take a few deep breaths before he moved again, clenching his teeth when his legs refused to listen to him at first. What the heck is going on today? He shook his head, hoping to shoo away the thoughts pushing their way into his mind. Everything was fine. It was just some cramp or something like that. He desperately wanted to believe that. With a deep sigh, he finally moved to the kitchen, his stomach protesting even with a mere sight of the food Enoshita prepared for him last night. The meal he spent a significant amount of time and effort on, and which was now making Tanaka more sick than excited. I'm so sorry, Chica. He put the Tupperware back into the fridge, knowing he would probably return everything he put in his stomach in that moment. He could always eat it for dinner, right? With that, he slowly made his way back into the living room, put on some stupid comedy on the TV to have some background noise, and turned on his laptop to at least get something done that day. Evening rolled around much faster than he expected, and before he realized it, there was a soft click coming from the main door, announcing Enoshita's arrival. Chica? Yep, in flesh. Tanaka chuckled. That's good. Welcome home. Light jolts ran through his skin when the ever-so-gentle hands rubbed his shoulder before Enoshita leaned over the back of the couch to press a kiss on his cheek. Is everything okay? Pouting, Tanaka pointed at his mouth. No, I deserve a proper kiss for having to survive here without you the whole day. That peck doesn't count. Enoshita rolled his eyes, but a soft smile curling his lips as he leaned down again betrayed his thoughts. So spoiled. Only because of you. And for you. The smile on Enoshita's face grew even sweeter, the light blush spreading over his cheeks making him even more adorable in Tanaka's eyes. Not that Enoshita needed to try very hard for that. Guilt stunk in Tanaka's chest when he recalled the uneaten lunch for which he still didn't have the appetite. I should have hidden it somewhere so he wouldn't find it. He's going to start overthinking again, I can already see it. Did you have dinner already? I'll make something for us if not. I'm starving today. He cringed inwardly. Not yet. He left out the rest about not eating lunch either, knowing exactly what Enoshita's reaction would be, and got up from the couch. Once again, he wavered a bit when his legs stretched, and even though the pain was not as sharp as before, he would much rather prefer if it wasn't there at all. Enoshita was next to him immediately, positioning himself to his side in a many times practiced maneuver. Careful, take it easy. Tanaka swallowed a frustrated growl and reluctantly leaned a bit into Enoshita to regain stability. Thank you, love. For nothing. Where were you heading? To kitchen. You said you are hungry, so let's make some dinner. Enoshita blinked a few times, but then his face softened with a smile. Alright then. But don't overexert yourself, okay? You can sit down if you feel like it. And have you do everything? Nah, no can do. I need to keep myself in shape after all. What if you suddenly need help in the future? I need to train to be a good partner, just like you are. Enoshita blushed. You are exaggerating. Before Tanaka could say anything, he carefully stepped aside, only letting go of Tanaka's arm when he was sure his legs were supporting him. He then motioned for him to follow. It didn't take them long to prepare a simple dinner with the leftovers they had in the fridge. The whole time, Tanaka was praying Enoshita didn't look over his shoulder when he took out things from the fridge to see the Tupperware he kept there from lunch. Needless to say, he felt bad for deceiving his boyfriend like this, even though it wasn't anything life-changing. But if it meant Enoshita would stay calm, it was worth it. A little bit. However, as soon as they sat down to the meal, all it took was one whiff of the rice and vegetables to make Tanaka's stomach clench, making him feel like he was going to puke if he ate just a single bite. As if his stomach was already full, even though he hadn't eaten since breakfast. He still tried his best to swallow a few bites, but then the feeling got so strong he couldn't in his best conscience continue. It only took a few seconds for Enoshita to notice. He paused with the chopsticks in front of his mouth, the familiar uncertainty flashing across his face as his smile fell. Is it not good? Or did you want something else? You should have said so, we could... Tanaka mentally kicked himself. No, it's really good as always. I'm just not really hungry right now. But you go ahead and eat. You need to refill the nutrients. Just as he expected, that wasn't something Enoshita would just let go. Did you eat lunch late? Not really. I just don't have as much energy output as I used to, so I don't really get hungry. He knew that wasn't the case. He was eating just fine until recently, regaining the strength he lost throughout the months spent in the hospital bed. And Enoshita knew that too. He reached over the table to squeeze Tanaka's hand, his expression changing into the one he didn't want to ever see again, one of worry and desperate need to find out what was wrong. Are you okay? You have to tell me if something's wrong. We can't let anything go unnoticed when you are still recovering. Chika, please don't keep things for yourself again. Not about your health. I know I didn't ask how you are doing for some time now. I'm sorry. I'll do better, I promise. But please. Tanaka moved before he managed to finish, getting up from the chair as fast as he could, a quiet hiss leaving his mouth as he circled the table to get to Enoshita. Ryu. Hush. He pulled Enoshita to him, wrapping him in his arms to stop the flow of panic he could already see on his face. Of course Enoshita would find a way to blame himself for his state. He should have known better already. Even though his boyfriend was the best caretaker he could ever wish for, some things stayed the same, even after all those months. It's fine, it's not your fault. I didn't mean to worry you like this. Fingers desperately clenched the fabric of his t-shirt. Ryu, that's how it all started. With you not wanting to worry me. With you not eating. Please, I can't do that again. Shh. I know. I would never put you through all that again. It's fine, really. I bet it's just a momentary thing. But what if not? You would keep quiet again, let it go too far to spare my feelings. You can't do that. Please, not again. Sighing, Tanaka pulled him even closer if it was possible, gently rubbing his back to soothe the trembles he felt under his palms. Promise you won't start freaking out? He felt Enoshita freeze in his arms, the fingers now digging into his back. Is it that bad? No, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not. That's why I'm saying it, so you don't start panicking over nothing. Enoshita pulled away, not looking even slightly convinced. Not that Tanaka could blame him. And so he just cupped his cheek, hoping to offer at least some form of comfort. You are scaring me, Ryu. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry and tell me what's wrong. Please. Taking a deep breath, Tanaka caressed his cheek to get himself some time to gather his thoughts. I was doing the exercises today and my legs just hurt more than I think they should. I guess I've been getting a bit more cranky lately because of it, and it's also making me worried. I don't want to go back to the hospital, not when I'm finally home. But it scared me a bit today, you know? Do you think you could be unwell because of worrying so much? Maybe. You had the same thing when this whole thing started, didn't you? It wasn't a question. It was one of the worst periods of his recovery journey. Just seeing his beloved so nervous about everything, knowing he hardly ate anything while also going to work and then to visit him shattered his heart. After all, Enoshita wasn't the only one of the two of them to worry. A short silence settled in the flat, during which Tanaka didn't let go of Enoshita's waist, nor did he let his hand fall from his cheek. Then, Enoshita finally relaxed a bit, though it was still far from the usual state of calm, and leaned his forehead against Tanaka's. Is that everything that's bothering you? Yeah. I'm not keeping anything to myself this time, I promise. Okay, then we can do something about it, right? How about I take a look at you? I'll check if everything is alright and I'll try to relax you too. What do you think? Tanaka cracked a smile, briefly closing the distance between their lips. I think that's a great idea, but you need to eat something first. You should try eating too, even though you don't have an appetite. At least a few bites. Alright. For you, I'll try. Good. Let's continue then. You don't have to eat everything or force yourself, just a bit. I know. Don't worry about me, okay? Everything is fine. Everything is fine when you are with me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm not sure when the next part of September is going to come out, because I will be on vacation next week, so I won't have access to my computer. I will be writing, definitely, because I will have time, but I won't be able to edit anything. So I will be pre-recording a few videos, but because I don't have any sigfic done, I will have to go with other videos. Also, tomorrow, first part of the Kugu Inushiba double part. The second part is probably going to come out next weekend. And there is going to be the Hokei-ish AU for Kyohaba coming out. I started working on that, so don't be surprised when that appears. If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time!